Okay, so one thing that has always intrigued me about video games are Easter eggs. I mean, even the smallest of them I've always found pretty cool. I think it's down to the fact that game developers, even on tight deadlines, put small secrets into their games for us to find, and some are like really cool. Like the first Easter egg ever found on the Atari all the way back in 1979 for a little game called Adventure, where the game programmer Warren Robinett just left a small room for players to find. And when you find the room, you unlock the craziest Easter egg. The text, created by Warren Robinett. So obviously Easter eggs have come a long way since then, but still, that's a pretty cool little feature, and especially for the first person to ever find it. They must have felt like Oppenheimer when he figured out the atomic bomb, and after this, games just went crazy with Easter eggs. Like the one on Donkey Kong, and I don't mean this Donkey Kong, I mean the original Donkey Kong, which had an Easter egg that nobody found for literally decades. It actually got to the point where the game developer who put the Easter egg into the game even forgot about it. But after decades and Nintendo put in a literal bounty on the Easter egg, which sounds exactly like the plot to Ready Player One. But after setting the bounty, somebody actually figured it out. In 2009, 3 decades later, and it's actually pretty simple. Set a new high score and have it include the numbers 3 and 7 next to each other. And after you lose your final life to falling, set the difficulty to maximum and wait till the end of the demo. And boom. After all that, when you return to the title screen, you'll see the initials LMD, which is the name of the programmer that added the Easter egg, Landon Dyer. And I know that doesn't seem too crazy, but what's crazy to me about this Easter egg is Donkey Kong is one of the most popular arcade games ever, selling over 20 million units, and it took nearly 30 years for somebody to figure it out. But similar to the Adventure Easter egg, it really isn't the most exciting find, with it just being someone's initials. So let's take a look at some more complex Easter eggs. Silent Hill is one of the most iconic horror games ever made. So iconic to the fact when people see a little bit of fog, they instantly think they're in Silent Hill. And in my opinion anyway, the best Silent Hill game is the second, and it has one of the coolest Easter eggs. Dumb, but still pretty cool. See, this game has a bunch of different endings. You've got In Water, Maria, and Leave, which are the main endings in the game. But then if you do a few things different in your playthrough, even more endings unlock. And one of them is so strange. After beating all the endings and starting a new playthrough, head to the doghouse near Jack's Inn. And in there will be a dog key, which then you use to open the observation room on the 3rd floor of Lakeview Hotel, and you'll be met with the mastermind behind Silent Hill, a Shiba Inu dog. I have zero idea how they came up with this or why it exists, but it does. It even still exists in the Silent Hill 2 remake that released last year, so in my brain, this is now the full canon ending to Silent Hill 2. But if you thought that was weird, you've clearly never heard about the Sailor Moon Easter egg. So this is the Sailor Moon game that released on the Famicom, which is a beat 'em up and was actually surprisingly kind of fun. But before every level, you can pick from 1 to 5 characters, and after selecting the character, it does this little spotlight reveal of the character, in which while it's doing this, if you click the buttons down, down, right, right, up, up, left, left, up, down, right, left, your character will be barefoot for some reason. Yeah, there's no shoes. Possibly the strangest Easter egg ever. I have no idea why this exists, and for you gooners out there, you're welcome, but it's so weird. It's so strange. Now, what about Easter eggs about other games? Have you ever just stumbled upon something that made you think about another game? Like the notched pickaxe in Skyrim, where if you head up to the throat of the world, all the way at the top of the Skyrim map, there's a pickaxe for you to pick up. And then if you inspect this pickaxe, it's called the notched pickaxe, which obviously is a shout out to the creator of Minecraft, Notch, which is so simple, but yet just a lot of people probably never found it. And even if they did find it, there's a massive chance they didn't even know the creator of Minecraft's name. Borderlands always do really cool stuff like this, and if you know anything about Borderlands, you probably know where I'm heading with this. There's a whole Minecraft segment in the game just hidden away, which includes ores like coal and diamonds, and creepers that you have to kill to get the chance of dropping unique skins. One of them even includes a Minecraft head, and all this is just hidden away. The chances are 90% of people playing Borderlands never got the chance to see this, but that's it. That's why Easter eggs are the coolest thing to me. It's the classic, if you know, you know. Bethesda are like one of the best companies for this. The amount of pop culture references and lore just secretly jammed into the games is crazy. Like the Fallout 4 DLC Far Harbor, where you can find a door in the water with a woman on top of it and a man hanging on the side, which is obviously referencing Titanic. Or the Brad Burton bonfire, and when exploring the town of Brad Burton outside Nuka-Cola World, you can enter a destroyed building where you'll find a sword standing in a pile of ash, and when you press the button to kindle the fire, stim packs will drop around you, referencing the fires in Dark Souls games? How about the fact in Fallout New Vegas, you can literally find Indiana Jones in a refrigerator, which is kind of pretty crazy that 15 years later, Bethesda then went on to make an Indiana Jones game. Now, if that isn't manifestation, I don't know what is. Just like how I'm manifesting that everybody that is watching this hits the sub button. That was shameless, I know, but it does help a lot. So we've talked about Nintendo, Bethesda, the original Easter egg, but there is one company that I haven't talked about yet. Now, let's be real. How was I gonna make an Easter egg video without including Rockstar? I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2, you are the apple of my eye. And since they take so long to make their games, they add some really cool and complex Easter eggs. Some that even to this day are unsolved. And before I go through some newer Rockstar games, I just want to talk about a little older one. Like, did you know that in GTA 4, there is a beating heart hidden away inside the Statue of Liberty? Now, growing up, I played a lot of GTA 4, and even I had zero idea about this. So as you can probably guess, GTA 4 is set in New York, which includes famous landmarks from the city, and one that kind of makes New York is the Statue of Liberty. And after getting to it in the game, if you climb up inside, you'll find a fully beating heart, which for some reason was kind of creepy to me. But like some coming up, Rockstar have even more weird and creepy Easter eggs, like the one in Red Dead has a lot of Easter eggs, some that I even found on my first playthrough, but one that I never figured out by myself was the Bigfoot Easter egg, where after discovering around 30 animals and adding them to your compendium, if you then head to Northern Amarillo, you can look up to the sky and you'll see a bunch of birds flying together in the air. If you then follow these birds, you'll come across a cave with a massive rock in front of it, and then you get this dialogue.
Friend? How are you? I'm rather lonely. You see, I'm too big. I haven't got any friends because I'm too big.
Is that so?
Yes. Yes, it is so. That's sort of why I said it. That and because I was lonely and wanted to talk.
And that's not it. If you then come back 3 in-game days later, you get even more dialogue.
Nice to see you again.
And you?
How have you been?
Okay, I suppose.
That's good. I've been lonely. Very lonely. I'm faced with a stark and unpleasant choice. Be lonely or get murdered.
Now, I know technically this guy doesn't say outright, hey man, I'm Bigfoot, but let's be for real, that is Bigfoot in there, which is so cool.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. A lot of you have been asking why I'm so rarely caught on camera.
But this is Rockstar we're talking about here, so let's just get to the next Red Dead Easter egg. And this one gets kind of dark. But before we go over this one, I should probably give you some info about a cult called Heaven's Gate. If you don't know about them, essentially they all committed suicide while laying in bunk beds and having matching Nike shoes, believing that if they did this, a higher power would take their souls and they would come back when the time was right. And as you can see, we got bunk beds with matching shoes. Obviously, they're not Nikes, but we can all see that this is a reference to the cult. But that is not the end of this Easter egg, because if you wait till 2 a.m. in the morning, an actual UFO will spawn in and fly above us for around 2 hours in game time, where it then just flies away and disappears, which is clearly just referencing the higher power Heaven's Gate believed in. Now, I know this is just a game Easter egg, but I swear to you that this just felt very strange. Just the fact that this is an Easter egg to a real cult suicide just made me a bit uncomfortable, but still, it's pretty cool. Like, I think only Rockstar can really get away with this type of stuff, and this is another reason why I'm so excited to explore GTA 6, just to see what small Easter eggs are in Vice City. I mean, I know a fictional serial killer that lives in Miami that would be a pretty cool Easter egg. Rockstar, I am available if you need a new Easter egg guy on the team. One game that growing up especially I always loved finding the Easter eggs for was Call of Duty, but none of that campaign or multiplayer stuff. I was that zombie guy. And I'm not gonna lie, the Easter eggs in zombies can get really complicated, but boy, when that new map comes out, you know who I'm heading to for all my Easter egg needs.
Hi guys, Mr. Waffles here.
But I think zombie Easter eggs really peaked back in Black Ops 3. Sure, Black Ops 2 had some great ones like the buried Easter egg, or even the transit one was kind of sick. And even Black Ops 1 had some cool Easter egg. Like, you know I'm looking up the location for all the bears to hear that. Holy shit, that is still a banger to this day. But Black Ops 3, boy, you perfected the Easter eggs. The Eisendrache Easter egg, holy shit. Getting that bow and then killing the boss is probably in my top 5 gaming memories. And I think that's gonna round it up. I guess I just really like Easter eggs. And I know that there's millions more that I've missed out on. So in the comments, let me know some of your favorite. And before the video ends, I just want to say thank you to all my members. Again, you guys are the GOATs. And my Discord is linked in the description for anybody wanting to join. And I'll see you soon for a very exciting video.